Back in Toronto for Game 2 of the North Division Finals as the Crunch are taking on the Toronto Marlies. Toronto winning Game 1 on Thursday, 6-4 to take a 1-0 lead in the best-of-7 series. On Countdown to Crunch, I'm Lukas Favale, joined by Crunch assistant coach Ken Klee, presented by Supercuts. Here we go. Ken, the series starting on Thursday was a 6-4 loss against the Marlies. What did you see in the game on Thursday night?
Well, I thought it was a tough game. I mean, to be honest, I thought we were a little rusty at first. Being a week off is not something these guys are used to. Having a full week between games is a little different. I thought we started slow, but I thought as the game progressed, I thought our guys played better.
And what were some of the things that you saw early on that, and as they moved along, that you saw the team was getting, more into that game as the game moved along?
Yeah, I just think, simple things that we do well normally. Simple D-to-D passes, breakout passes, being sharp, knowing where your man is. Things that, like I said, we just don't normally, have unforced errors on some of those plays, and you could see it early. But as the game went, I thought we got a little sharper.
And as we know, this team, thrives on the speed and on the breakout. So when it's not going well early, it certainly will impact the way this team plays.
Yeah, it does. I mean, there's no secret. We're a team who likes to play fast and like to go north as quick as we can. And like you said, if we're not sharp on our breakout passes, all that stuff gets slowed down. And I think it's as the game got going, we got better at it.
And certainly no excuses to be made. But the Crunch are missing two of their top players, Matthew Pekka and Gabriel Dumont. So how do you think that impacted Game 1 on Thursday?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're great players. It's tough to when you lose players that way, but that's hockey. That's the way it is. Our other guys step up, and they know they have a job to do, and they know they can get the job done, and we have confidence that they will.
And we saw, because of that, the debut of Otto Sampi, a rookie forward, a 20-year-old who made his pro debut, and it was in Game 1 of the North Division Finals. What did you see from him as he made his pro debut on Thursday?
Yeah, I mean, that's exciting. It's always exciting when a kid gets his first game in this league, and then obviously he would like one, in the NHL as well. So, but it was good. I think it was good for him to get his feet wet a little bit, kind of see what playoff hockey is all about, and being a pro, and obviously you can learn a lot being around our guys.
And you're obviously more focused on the defensive side of things, but head coach Ben Grew after the game said he liked what he saw from Otto in terms of going out and looking to make plays, not just going out and trying to survive out there in his first game. So what does it tell you about a player out there in his first game ready to try to make an impact on the game?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want. I mean, I think he got to this the level he's at by going out, competing, making plays, and I think he continued to do that. I think the worst thing we can do as a coach is try to just tell him just to be simple and change his game. He needs to play the way he plays, the way he's successful, and within our structure, I think he'll be a good player.
And again, without Matthew Peck and Gabriel Dumont in the lineup in Game 1, we saw Sampi make his debut. We also saw a defenseman skating as a forward. That was Ben Thomas in Game 1. What did you see from him as he had a transition up? Obviously, he's a defenseman, but playing as a forward in Game 1.
Yeah, I mean, he had a couple good looks. He was physical. He's a great skater. There's no question about that. So I think it was good. It was exciting for him. Good to get him some game action, and he gave us a boost, I thought.
And we know he's got an offensive side of his game, and he's a solid defenseman as well. But skating as a forward, does that take some of that defensive responsibility away from him? Maybe allow him to play more as a forward and offensively?
Yeah, I mean, for him, it's just it's doing the things that he does well as a player. Skating, moving the puck, using the offensive skills that he has, and I think he transitioned that pretty well. Crunch,
you're getting set for the Toronto Marlies. It's Game 2 of the North Division Finals here this afternoon. Game 3 is tomorrow back in Syracuse. A tight schedule, a quick turnaround, but it is Game 2 tonight. And the first game was kind of a special teams battle. 2 power play goals for the Marlies. Crunch had 1. They also had a shorthanded goal. A lot of special teams play, which is always important in the playoffs. What did you see in Game 1? Yeah, I mean, I think it's an area we have to get better at. We don't ever like giving up power play goals to them, even though we got a shorthanded. But it's just an area for us that we got to make sure we clean up, make sure we're hard on them, because they do have a lot of skilled players. I think we want to make it a 5-on-5 game and make it a hard game, and I think that benefits us. Yeah, you said they have a lot of skill, and they certainly do. One of the best offensive teams in the regular season. What about their power play creates some challenges for this Crunch penalty kill? Yeah, I think they just have a lot of offensive skilled players who can make plays. They like to move the puck. They like to look for seams. They like to attack. So we just need to limit their end zone time. Make sure we're good on clears. Make sure we get blocks when we have the opportunity, and kind of play the way we need to play. Crunch scored 4 goals in Game 1 in a 6-4 loss against the Marlies. Obviously, I'm sure there were some encouraging signs from that Game 1 loss. Again, missing a couple of the big players and right with the best team in the league in Game 1, and it's a long series, obviously. So what positives do you pull out of that Game 1 on Thursday? Yeah, I think it's just exciting for us to get the series going. Obviously, we knew when we came here,
you're always looking to get a split. And I think when you start on the road, and we have the opportunity for that today. So I think that's our focus, that's our mindset. Take some of the good things we did and learn from some of the other things, and just get ready for today.
All right, looking forward to tonight as the Crunch take on the Toronto Marlies, Game 2 of the North Division Finals. This is Crunch assistant coach Klee, presented by Supercuts. Ken, thanks for your time and good luck tonight.
You bet. Thanks.